Where's my USB? Where are my keys? Oh, here's my USB. Whoop. Who wants to hear some exclusive techno made by yours truly? That's not it. Oh, that's also not it. Here it is. Okay, let's go. Ooh, did you hear that? Alright. Okay, let's see if I can do this. You're probably wondering why the quality all saying shut up in video quality. I recently bought a new lens. I know, after 5 years. After 5 years of being, no, like 6 years. I've been a photographer, videographer for about 6-7 years now. Started in 2014. I bought my first camera in 2014. I bought a Canon Rebel T3, and I just always use the stock lens. I did buy this like 24mm pancake lens. Rest in peace, because that got stolen in my greatest revival. Not revival, but it got stolen a couple of years ago when my car got broken into, and I lost about $3 grand worth of equipment. My 2013 MacBook Pro, my Canon 60D, which I miss dearly. Every day I cry about it. But, I mean, I don't have to talk about it in this video because I actually made a video about it like 2 years ago, like the week it happened. So, if you guys want to watch me talk about a life-changing experience a couple of years ago, link in the description, or I could just like pop up a little snippet, yeah, okay. So by the title of the video, you and I know what we're gonna be talking about, and it's exactly in last video where I was like, I'm not starting a series about this, and then during the filming of it, I was like, kinda should I? I mean, it is 2020, and I mean, I do miss making YouTube videos, like personal channel YouTube videos. I miss these let's slow down. I miss making these car vlogs. I don't want to call them vlogs because then it's like, oh, he's starting to vlog. Anyways, that's for a whole different discussion. We're talking about copyright and the gray area of it. Wow, look at that sunset. Now, you're probably like, why am I going to talk about copyright? For multiple reasons, because as time goes on, oh, look at this. As time goes on, the further you get into YouTube, being an entrepreneur, you're going to have to realize that copyright is a massive thing that you should probably realize before you get a knock at the door and the FBI comes crashing through your front door and says, freeze, you're under arrest, or you get a wonderful cease and desist letter from Facebook or some like company that you're not ripping off, but you're kind of ripping off because you're like, yo, what they're doing is dope. Like, if you decide to make GTA clone and then Rockstar throws a cease and desist letter in your email and is like, yo, you can't do that, we're suing you. And then next thing you know, you're talking to your parents and getting your grandparents to get you a lawyer. I'm not speaking from experience, but I am speaking. I'm going to show you dudes and dudettes this this sunset. But I'm Alien Matt, what's up? You should already know that. I'll get on front page of Kelowna now. That sunset! Wow, absolute magical. Am I in focus? 6 years later, I still don't know how to have an in-focus video. I'm definitely not speaking from experience. I like experience as a experience as in I've never gotten a cease and desist letter, and hopefully I'll never get a cease and desist. slow down. Hopefully, I'll never get a cease and desist letter because they definitely don't sound like fun. And I definitely don't want to be in court over something that's completely avoidable. Now, warning. I'm not a law student, but I am someone that read a lot of articles for about 2 weeks, and I'm continually reading articles about copyright infringement from Harvard and Stanford blogs. Link in the description for some of those if you do want to read them and just completely disregard my video. If you do, totally understandable. I'm not a law student. I don't have a law degree. But, like I said, I have a lot of knowledge. I've worked with a lot of companies, well, a lot of startups. And I figured, hey, you know what? Let's sit down. Let's go for a drive. Let's talk about copyright infringement. Okay, so, I should probably done a little fact check. Okay, let's pull over. The thing that I talk about in today's video will be in the link in the description. Okay. Oh, let's try this. Let's try this. It's got really fancy, and it's getting darker, so I'm gonna raise up that a bit. Copyright infringement.
Copyright infringement.
Wait. How long before something becomes public domain?
Okay, I found this on the web for how long before something becomes public domain. Check it out.
Okay, so we're reading this from Teaching. Where is it from? Excuse me. This is from Teaching Copyright. Okay, so where is it? Because there's a certain amount of time frame. Public domain. Okay, so something, welcome to public domain. Oh, this is the article. This is the article that I was talking about. Okay, so this is where one of the loopholes comes in. So anything copyright protection always expires at the end of the calendar year it's set to expire. In other words, the last day of copyright protection for any work is December 31st. For example, if an author of a work died on June 1st, 2020, so this year. Is it in focus? This lens has a fancy little autofocus. No, yeah. It might be like a tad out of focus. That's okay. Okay, anyways, if an author of work died on June 1st, 2020, which is this year, protection of the work would continue through December 31st of 2070. So, that being said, any comic book any comic books that were released in like the 40s and 60s are in public domain, and there's a bunch of, and I'll throw the links into the links for this as well. There's a bunch of like comic books that are also released that don't have any copyright infringement, so you are free to do what you please with that information. And there's that kind of copyright where, showing like down the future, all like Hollywood movies become in the like public domain and free to use for anyone that wants to like release the original Transformers and make like a profit off of it. There's also what I love is called the gray area, what I call the gray area. what I call, this is what I like, and what I call the gray area for copyright. And now you're probably asking yourself, what's gray area? Well, gray area, in my books, is, so let's take, for example, I was working with a skateboard company with their Spring 2020 collection. I helped them design a couple of pieces while also overseeing a couple of pieces that they made, just to like quality control. Anyways, he wanted the creator of the company wanted to call this collection Space Invaders. When he said that, I was like, oh shoot, there's a game from Atari called Space Invaders. I'm blinded. There's a game called Space Invaders, as we all probably should know. And then after we had the conversation where he's like, I want to add a bunch of like space stuff and call it Space Invaders. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if we could get in legal trouble with Atari. I think it's Atari that made Space Invaders. Anyways, I didn't want to get in trouble, so after our meeting, went home, Google searched Space Invaders and asked Google, is Space Invaders copywritten or like under copyright? And it's not, in the sense that it's not in the sense that we can come out with a clothing line called Space Invaders, because it doesn't have to do anything with the actual game. Now, if we made a game, or if I made a game, or if friends made a game and called it Space Invaders, and made it like an exact clone, and made it basically more or less a clone of the original Space Invaders game, that's when Atari could come in with their legal hammer and slam it down with a cease and desist letter and say, this isn't okay. We're suing you, and have fun fighting legal action against the gaming company. But there have also been in times, so now it's also another like loophole, gray area, in the sense that you could come out with a game called Space Invaders as long as it has nothing to do with the original Space Invaders. So I could come out with a racing game or a sports game called Space Invaders, and as long as it doesn't look anything like the original Space Invaders, you have the double thumbs up, and you're legally okay to call a game Space Invaders and push forward and publish it. Now, like I said before, if you came out with an exact clone called it Space Invaders, not gonna cut it, because there was a movie, there was also like another time where there was a movie, I think it was The Last Man on Earth, or like The Day the Earth Stood Still, where there was a book and a movie, both under the like entertainment realm, but since they didn't have to do anything with the same properties of the original, it was okay. Same with, like, let's take NASA, for example. One of the early skateboard designs, we wanted to do like a NASA rip, and I was like, whoa, NASA, I definitely don't want to get a call and go to court trying to fight against those guys, because that definitely would not be a fun battle. Anyways, so I researched, I went on their website, and they actually have a whole department for that, where you can take what NASA has as, like, you can take their colors, you can take the way that it looks, you can use inspirations that look like the NASA logo, as long as you're not like making a brand called NASA that has to do with space theme. Like, you you can use the same colors that they use and you won't get in trouble. So there's that kind of like public domain arena where, or like loophole where some companies you can. For another example, Harley Davidson, me and a couple of friends, I got asked to design a logo that looked kind of like Harley Davidson, and then 2 days later my friend was like, oh, I did some research and come to find out Harley, good old Harley, doesn't like the fact of people copying their logo almost exactly. So I was like, okay, fair enough. So yeah, it's a very short-lived form. There's a lot more. There's also like Andy Warhol. I think I'm butchering his name, or but it's the guy that created pop art, or someone that created pop art. There's ways that you can take already copywritten art and form it and manipulate it to look like yours. So if you take a picture of a cigarette package and you blow it up and you crop it and you like mess around with it a bit, there's also that loophole that you can jump through, where you've manipulated it enough that it looks like yours enough that as long as it doesn't look exactly like the original, then you're okay with using it for promotional or like selling it even. Yeah, that's about it. There's, like I said, there's a lot more that you can definitely talk about for hours and years on end about copyright. And copyright, if I didn't get hit with a copyright strike, I probably wouldn't know as much as I do now, and with all this knowledge, I felt like I wanted to share bits and pieces of it. Till next time, when I think about another business adventure, tips and tricks that I want to talk about, this is it. It's been your boy Alien Matt. I am signing off, and don't forget to like, favorite, share, subscribe. Share this to your mom, your dad, your grandma, your stepmom, your stepdad, anyone that wants to know more about copyright. It's definitely a short form of it, but I also want to just get to the point and not go on for 3 hours about it. Because, yeah, anyways, thanks for checking this video out. Might see you dudes and dudettes next week, may or may not. I don't know how often I want to make YouTube videos now. But, anyways, thanks for watching this. I hope it helped out in some capacity. If it didn't, that's cool. If you only got halfway through it, that's cool. If you just read the articles, that's cool too. You've manipulated it Harvard certified EDU website, so Harvard and Stanford. That it looks like yours enough that peace. As long as it doesn't look exactly like the original, then you're okay with using it for promotional or like selling it even. Yeah, that's about it. There's, like I said, there's a lot more that you can definitely talk about for hours and years on end about copyright. And copyright, if I didn't get hit with a copyright strike, I probably wouldn't know as much as I do now, and with all this knowledge, I felt like I wanted to share bits and pieces of it. Till next time, when I think about another business adventure, tips and tricks that I want to talk about, this is it. It's been your boy Alien Matt. I am signing off, and don't forget to like, favorite, share, subscribe. Show this to your mom, your dad, your grandma, your stepmom, your stepdad, anyone that wants to know more about copyright. It's definitely a short form of it. But I also want to just get to the point and not go on for 3 hours about it. Because, yeah. Anyways, thanks for checking this video out. Might see you dudes and dudettes next week. May or may not. I don't know how often I want to make YouTube videos now. But, anyways, thanks for watching this. I hope it helped out in some capacity. If it didn't, that's cool. If you only got halfway through it, that's cool. If you just read the articles, that's cool too, because they're from Harvard certified EDU websites. So Harvard and Stanford. Now I'm rambling. All right. Peace.